Hey guys, it's me. I am here to talk about this orchid. This poor thing, I tried so hard to rehabilitate it and I had pretty much given up and kind of was just waiting for it to die. I do missed these aerial roots every few days or so, just, I don't know, just to try to do something. And then I noticed, after I had all but given up, I noticed this brand new root growing. And see how the tip is super green? Can you see that? The tip of this root is bright green and shiny, which means that it is currently growing. That is new growth. And then I started looking at it more closely and saw that here on top of the plant, we have a brand new baby leaf growing, which must have been growing the whole time that I thought I was killing this plant. So I haven't given up yet. And today I'm going to try to convert this orchid from growing in bark, which obviously is not supporting it well at all, to growing in a partial water culture, which just means that it doesn't sit in water the whole time, but most of the time, for 5 days out of the week, it will be dry in this glass with just the roots in the bottom, the plant coming out of the top. And then 2 days a week, I will soak it in water, only covering the roots, not touching the base of the plant for 2 days. And then I'll empty the water, and for 5 days, again, it will be dry. That's the idea. We'll see how it works. So all of these roots here are what growers call aerial roots. Oh, here's another new root with a green tip and another one. Oh, there's a tiny one under there. Oh, you guys were with me to discover this. There's a tiny new root under there. Okay, so these roots coming out of the side are what we call aerial roots. And they're only called aerial roots because they weren't growing inside the pot, they were growing up and out of it. In the wild, I think I mentioned this before, in the wild, all of an orchid's roots are aerial roots because they grow on the side of trees or rocks, and the roots just hang on to whatever they're attached to. But in a pot, there are some roots that grow in the pot and some roots that grow out. And the roots that grow outside the pot do not do well if you try to put them then into soil or medium or inside a pot. So we're going to let these hang up and out over this glass vase that I have. Also, I'm not sure about these. I've got a couple of roots here that look like they might be okay. We'll soak this orchid and soak these roots so that I can see which ones are green because they look nice and silvery and healthy when they're wet, and which ones are not healthy, like these over here. These two I think are obviously going to be mush when I get them wet because those have dried up. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so what I did in order to get this orchid to kind of sit upright and not fall out of the top of the glass, I kind of shoved some of these aerial roots down into the vase, but they still stick up high, so they shouldn't be touching the water. And if you can see, the level of the water is still a little higher than I want it because it is touching the bottoms of these aerial roots. So I'm going to pour out just a little more, bear with me. Okay, so now it is covering the bottom of the plant where there are some old roots coming out of, old dried out roots. I'm not gonna cut those off yet. If they turn to mush, I'll probably cut them off later, but for now I'll just leave them. But those are covered, but these aerial roots, these little ones at the top are not touching the water, and these others are also not touching the water. It's also really important that the water doesn't touch the base of the plant in here because otherwise you'll get some rot in the top part of the plant itself. Oh, my grow light just went off. So we're going to try that. I'm going to leave it for 2 days And then I will just pour the water out and leave it like that. And we'll see if we can get some more of these new baby leaves to grow and some more of those new growth roots. So don't worry, this isn't the last video of this orchid, hopefully, as long as it doesn't die. And hopefully we'll be able to, I'll be able to show you a lot of new growth in the next video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.